The most successful businessman is the man who holds on to the old just as long as it is good and grabs the new just as soon as it is better. A quote by Iacocca. Namaste. Annyeonghaseyo. Welcome to the book review of Iacocca and autobiography. I am Rutisha Soyantar and this marks as my very first verbal book review. Coming to the contents about my book review are about the authors, about the book. Then there is Made in America, the fourth story, the Chrysler story, and lastly are my personal remarks about the book. Yes, about the authors because this book includes not just one but two authors, Iacocca himself and another author is William Novak. Now about Iacocca. Lido Anthony or Lee Iacocca was an American automobile executive. He is best known for two main things, that is developing the Ford cars, mainly the Mustang and Pinto cars, and reviving the Chrysler Corporation as being its CEO. He has written another book called Where Have All the Leaders Gone, which one must check out as well. He was born on 15th October in Pennsylvania, United States, and he died in 2019 in Los Angeles, California. Now about William Novak. Though it is not much known about him, but he is a Jewish author and also Canadian American Jewish author, we can say. He has co-written, or we can say ghost-written. Basically, ghost-written is like not having the main part, but having some sort of part in writing a book. For example, for celebrities, of course, like Lee Iacocca, Nancy Reagan, and Magic Johnson. He was born on 1948. Coming to the parts of the book is mainly divided into three different parts: Made in America, the Ford story, and the Chrysler story. So the first part is Made in America. This part includes the early life of Lee Iacocca, how he faced backlash during his schooling days because he was an Italian immigrant and not having roots of United States. He finds himself lucky enough in the book that despite wanting to join the World War II, he wasn't able to join because of his sickness that he was going through during that time, that is his rheumatic fever. And due to that, he got chance to be at the Lehigh University. His dream was to always join the Ford Motors because of the car his dad used to have, and that was the car of the Ford. He always dreamt of being into the Ford Motors company, and once he got graduated, he was offered a job at the Ford Motors. But at the same time, he won the Wallace Memorial Fellowship and he put the offer on the standby and went to Princeton University. Once he was done with his Princeton University and got his degree, he joined Ford Motors Company as the engineer. And up until this is what is in the Made in America part. Then comes the Ford story part, where the main thing begins. He joined in 1946, worked as an engineer for a brief amount of time, but then he got interested in the sales and marketing department. He realized that he was more focused towards that area and he can tackle everything that happens in the sales and marketing department. He was the one who, recognized and inaugurated the 56 for 56 campaign. And he also mentions about his relationships between Robert McNamara and also Henry Ford too. And then in the end, Henry Ford too was the one who fired him from the Ford Motors, because Henry Ford was afraid that Lee Iacocca is after his CEO position, because Lee Iacocca was growing like anything, already from being general manager to named as vice president. Due to the insecurity of Henry Ford II, Lee Iacocca in 1978 on July of 13 was fired from the Ford Motors. Moving toward my personal remarks. So my personal remarks about this book is mainly pointing towards one thing, and that one thing is that people have that mindset, that once you get a downfall, once you have a setback, you cannot rise up. You are stuck there and there only. But that's not true. Lee Iacocca was fired from the vice president position. He joined Chrysler Company, who was going through bankruptcy, and he rose it up. How this is not a remarkable thing. And one must, should have believed in oneself. That is the main motto, that is the main thing. And if you have one thing that Lee Iacocca strictly abides to is family. If you have your family support around, nobody can, dare to stop you out there. Lee Iacocca was not just a businessman, was not just an executive. He was also a family man as well. He has showcased in his book that with the, handling your business and working, you should know how to handle your family as well. Because Lee Iacocca said that no matter what you have done for yourself or for humanity, if you can look back on having given love and attention to your own family, what have you really accomplished? I hope people do keep this in mind as well. And don't forget, you can always rise up. All you have to do is keep your head held up high. My personal learnings from the books are also mentioned over here. That is, you'll never really know what happiness is unless you have something compared to it. Unless we have something that we can compare to another thing, we cannot know the value of that something that is with us. Happiness is that one something too. Another is, why walk when you can run? He kept on working, he kept on running and not just walking. So keep on running while you can, while your joints make you learn. Another learning is, we are continually faced by great opportunities, brilliantly disguised as insoluble problems. And lastly is that my father always used to say that when you die, if you have got 5 real friends, then you have had a great life. People should keep this in mind as well. Thank you. Hasta la próxima vez.